I cried for 2 hours straight when I saw that my 12-year-old daughter was bullied for her mom's weight. "Hannah, I got salad for you at the sleepover. Don't want you to get fat like your mom." Yeah, my dad says all girls end up looking like their moms. Hannah's mom is not a good look. Maybe Hannah should just stick to eating apples for the night. I'll buy 3 apples, cool? When my wife texted me to tell me our daughter was asking for diets, I thought she was overreacting. I told her not to worry, kids are just curious. But then she sent me proof that our 12-year-old was being bullied in school, and not for her weight, but for her mom's weight. The WhatsApp group with her classmates was full of mean messages shaming her and telling her she needed to watch her weight or else she'd end up fat just like her mom. My wife Doris was terrified, refusing to even speak to me about it anymore. I felt helpless. What could I possibly do about it? So far away from home, working in Korea for 6 months. But this horrible moment for our family turned out to be the push we needed to make changes that not only helped my wife slim down and lose 154 pounds, but gave back our confidence and joy as a family. It connected me with the brightest minds in the Korean cosmetic surgery research field and discovered these rare fat-burning purple leaves unknown in the West, but religiously used by Korean pop stars before every concert to make sure they fit into tight stage costumes and look their best during shows. Because these leaves recently went viral in Asia, even ordinary Asians are now obsessed with hoarding and consuming these purple leaves, because in places like South Korea and Hong Kong, it is almost impossible to find a love match and marry unless you are slim and fit. In Korea and Japan, they are using these specially cultivated leaves in their baths as steam infusions, but they are also drinking them with every meal. In fact, multiple world-renowned plastic surgery clinics in South Korea have started recommending these purple leaves before surgeries to boost the ability of the body to recover, but also to tone up the body before medical interventions. Now, further research published in the International Journal of Biomedical Science and Oxidative Medicine and Cellular Longevity has begun to confirm this. The main active compound in these purple leaves is full of fat-burning antioxidants measured to be 1,500% more potent than those found in blueberries, strawberries, and acai berries. 98% of people who were given access to the leaves reported better results than after 30 minutes of cardio. In fact, this active compound was shown to perform 7 times better than black coffee or green tea in clinical trials on metabolic rate. Koreans and Japanese who are known for having the lowest obesity rates in the world are adding this compound to their baths, putting it in their drinks, and hoarding the formula in their cosmetic clinics. It is said that this innovation could combat the obesity crisis in America, helping Americans to get in the best shape of their lives. Imagine feeling like yourself again, looking better than ever, wearing whatever you want, and being able to dip into chocolate cupcakes without having to count every single calorie. Imagine your waist, legs, and arms looking like a superstar's. No more love handles or unsightly cellulite. All the while sipping on iced caramel lattes with your friends who are constantly wondering how you manage to get such a fit and trim body so fast. The good news: you don't have to travel all the way to Asia, and you don't have to wait for years for this solution to make its way to the US. Inside this video, you will find a sure way to get quick access to these leaves without having to spend a fortune, and how easy it is to use them for a fit, toned body.
These leaves are the real deal. They are all natural, and since I started taking them, I am less bloated. My appetite is curbed, and I have lost 20 plus pounds over the past 4 months. My stomach is almost flat again. It tastes so good, so I always keep them on hand. I even travel with them so that I never miss a day, because these have been a game changer for me.
Initially, I thought these purple leaves were just another hype, but they have literally sculpted my body. I never imagined at my age being able to wear tight dresses, but I just can't get over how I look. I used to grab my legs and check for cellulite and other flabby parts of my body to see how much weight I gained. Thank God I don't have to do that anymore. I can eat my pizza and let the leaves take care of the rest.
Well, I was ashamed of my bulging belly and XXXL pants for decades. I simply did not think anything could help me drop the extra pounds. And look at me now. I think everyone should give these leaves an honest try.
These are only a few of the thousands of people who have been part of this revolution in slimming and have been stunned by their results. Hi, my name is Andrew Peterson and I'm 52 years old, and I've been working my whole life as a pharmaceutical and medical technician. Ever since I could remember, I've been fascinated by the human body and the way various substances can help us live longer and healthier lives. I love being in the lab and feeling like my contribution is not only meaningful, but it can save lives. I was lucky to meet my wife Doris, who has worked as a nurse her entire life. We've always shared our passion for medicine and the human body, and 12 years ago, we were lucky to have Hannah, our beautiful daughter. Sometimes life hasn't been the easiest, especially when I have to travel, which happens once every couple of years. I've been assigned to multiple international teams that are leading research in the medical field, and my latest trip was to South Korea. I was sent to work with a team of immunity experts in Korea as they were studying a newly emerging compound that I had never heard of before. I was very excited to go, but also felt guilty. Leaving my wife at home alone with a teenage daughter is not the easiest thing, precisely because my wife had been struggling with her body image for over 14 years. She was making sure that our daughter has discipline around meals and eats healthy. You see, my wife never quite managed to get back to the weight she had before the pregnancy. It never bothered me because she was still the same woman I had fallen in love with all those years ago. But I saw how much it impacted her. She was becoming more and more depressed about the way she looked, always trying to hide under larger and larger clothes so that people would not notice that she had gotten bigger. She never really wanted to go out and dress nice, and seaside getaways had become a forbidden subject. I mean, sometimes I also noticed people looking at her sideways if she tucked into a burger, but I kept reassuring her that everyone just stares at everyone. People are just wired that way. Maybe a clothes store assistant would not be that polite when telling my wife that a particular dress didn't come in her size, but people will judge you no matter what, so I never thought twice about it. The only worry I shared with her was about our daughter. I didn't want our daughter to start eating unhealthy, and we were worried she might develop some kind of eating disorder, which affects a whopping 39% of all teenagers in America. So you can imagine how I nearly dropped my phone when I saw the message from her. I had left for Korea for barely a month. We were doing exciting research on a brand new compound that was able to improve the immunity of patients who are vulnerable to infections. When I saw that my wife was desperately texting me, I picked up the phone and saw that she had sent me pictures of our daughter's WhatsApp group with her school colleagues. They were apparently planning a sleepover. It was only when I looked over the message twice that I realized my daughter was being ruthlessly mocked for her mom's weight. Her so-called friends in school were making fun of her because she might end up as big as Doris. She basically couldn't take a bite in the school cafeteria without being ruthlessly bullied every single day. I felt tears welling up on my eyes. I was so furious that I threw my phone across the room. I couldn't bear it. Poor Doris was definitely blaming herself for all of this, and any confidence she had left was gone for sure. And what could Hannah possibly have done to deserve being treated like this by kids she considered her friends? And what was I supposed to do about it? A continent away from my family. I wanted to fly out that very night or pull my daughter out of that horrible school that would allow such behavior. But as the head of the family, I had to keep it together. I reassured my wife that kids are mean to each other all the time and that this would pass. But in my heart, I decided for myself that I would fix this. I didn't know how, but I would fix it. In the meanwhile, I went back to my research and started noticing something really strange. I was focused so intently on finding a solution to weight gain that I was actually the first on the team to notice all of our test subjects for immunity boosting treatment were also getting slimmer. It was obvious to me because the men and the women in the control group who were not getting the compound never shed any weight at all, but the ones on the immunity formula seemed to be slimming down week by week. I tried talking to my colleagues about it to convince them to test the compound for weight loss. But to medical researchers who studied at Harvard, Yale, and all the top universities in Asia, weight loss was something for commercial research labs, not reputable, world-renowned scientists. They were there to have a breakthrough on immunity, not to make some kind of fancy diet pill to sell to the public. But I was so convinced of the potential for the compound that I started gathering up data on my own, separate from the team. I knew that my eyes were not lying to me. The patients on the compound were simply getting slim, and it could be no coincidence. But I also knew I would never be taken seriously unless I had some hard data to prove it. I was close to having enough data on the weight loss experienced by our patients when I saw a random article on Korean news sites. It was reporting that local pop stars and movie stars were hoarding this never-before-seen ingredient to help them stay in perfect shape. The compound was extracted out of some little-known purple leaves cultivated only in a remote region in Africa. I recognized our compound immediately. This could not be a coincidence. It was clear to me that someone else in the team of scientists must have realized that our research was having massive weight loss as a side effect. They must have either sold the information or the ingredient itself to these pop stars. And then I saw him. One of the doctors from the Swedish group of scientists on the project was in one of the pictures of the paparazzi with a K-pop star in a cosmetic clinic. Let's call this doctor Sven. He asked me to never reveal his real name because he could lose his entire career for breaching the protocol of the research. But he had made the exact same observations I had and decided to start his own side research. I knew I needed his help because he was a person who could also explain why this was happening to everyone in our care. So the very next day, I confronted him at the lab. Initially, he refused to speak to me and denied any involvement with the local plastic surgeons. But a tall, blonde Swedish doctor stands out like a sore thumb in a clinic full of Asians. So it didn't take me long to convince him to help me out. I asked him why we were seeing such a side effect to a compound developed for immunity problems. He explained that weight gain is just inflammation in your body. It's an inflammation of the cells in your body that carry fat deposits. Naturally, your immune system should fight against this inflammation and should be able to shrink down fat cells by evaluating fat that is unnecessary. But we don't live in the same world that our grandparents lived in. All your organs are constantly bombarded with threats from every drop of overly processed food that you put in your stomach to the polluted air that is touching your skin every day. Bacteria, fungi, microparticles, or pollution and plastics in our food. All of these cause massive inflammation in your entire body. Your immune system is working overtime, overloaded with far more critical tasks than a low-grade inflammation of the fat cells. That's why your weight gain never gets any better, because it simply never makes it to the top of the to-do list for your immune system. And the things we are doing to try to lose weight are only making the problem bigger, because they're pushing this inflammation even lower on the to-do list. Let me explain it. Most people start working out when they want to lose weight, but instead of a dead, slow, gradual buildup of physical activity, they're just working out a lot, way more than before. This causes all sorts of inflammation in the muscles, micro tears in the muscle fibers, and even inflammation in your pancreas and lungs that are starting to work overtime to supply you with everything you need. Now, what do you think is more important to your immune system? To fix micro tears in your muscles that might leave you crippled for life, or to deal with some pesky fat cells? Now, let's say you go for well-known diet pills or weight loss supplements. And let's say you take them consistently. They work and you start losing weight fast initially. If this happens too fast, it will trigger the immune system. Your immune system reads rapid weight loss as starvation or disease in the body. Something is happening that is burning through your fat. Guess what the body does? It struggles to repair the damage, basically working actively against weight loss. The second you stop the pills, obviously the weight starts creeping back in because your immune system wants to keep your body as stable as possible. And even if you decide to keep taking the pills, aside from the health havoc that you might wreak on your body, the immune system will find a way to suppress their effects, just like it learns to fight a type of cold faster and faster. Diets, no matter what kind they are, be it keto, Atkins, fasting, also trigger the immune response because your body is confused and thinks something dangerous is happening. So instead of focusing all the energy and attention of the body on this low-grade inflammation, which is the weight gain, all of the resources get devoted to fighting against this radical change that it never expected. The bottom line is, unless you get your immune system on board with your weight loss plan, losing pounds will always be a losing battle. That's why we have never had a weight loss solution that has long-lasting results and works for most people. But in order to get the immune system on board, you have to take it step by step. Sven had already been working with Korean doctors, trying to refine the immunity compound into a solution for weight loss based on the purple leaves, because they were trying to keep this discovery low-key and also couldn't divulge data to third parties, and we would have all risked serious penalties. They asked me if I wanted to join their team in analyzing and testing further to see what was the most efficient but also safest form for people to take these leaves. God knows they were missing an experienced lab technician from the small team. Obviously, I was on board with the idea immediately. I wasn't in it like Sven. I didn't want to get scientific success or become an inventor. I wasn't in it for the money of my rich and famous clients, like the Korean doctors. For me, it was about keeping my promise as a husband and father, and not letting my family down. I simply would not come home empty-handed and let my wife deal with the shame and the guilt to just send her to the gym or to buy diet pills that ultimately would fail her in the end. I believe that Sven, myself, and the Korean doctors could find a way to get the immune system to fight against weight and do it constantly and steadily. I only wanted to make something that works. Not a pill regimen that you had to take forever, but a solution that would alert your immune system to the danger of fat, and get it working with you so that you can finally see results that last. We researched over 542 different natural ingredients that could enhance immune response. We rigorously tested over 27 combinations of ingredients, and we checked them all on real people in 3 different types of population, from the mildly overweight to the morbidly obese. The final combination was everything we had hoped for, and our hard work finally paid off. The results for this immuno-slimming formula blew us away. Of course, the formula didn't work for every single person because some people's immune system was too fragile, but the vast majority of our subjects were shocked by how fast and steadily they were losing weight, feeling better in their bodies, toning up, and feeling energized every day. Only after all this effort did we believe this was the solution that could finally hit back at the obesity crisis that was affecting everyday Americans. So let me share with you how this formula works. Step 1. Boost the immune system fat flushing power. That's why the first piece of the puzzle were the purple leaves we were studying. They're referred to as purple tea, and they only grow in a very remote region in Africa called the Mount Kenya region. They kickstart the immune process that leads to slimming through a unique compound that helps the leaves survive the brutal droughts and weather conditions of Africa. This compound, called GHG, is not found in any other tea and keeps the tea alive in even the most extreme conditions. Soon enough, people realized that drinking a concoction of these leaves had the same effect on their own health, so the purple shrub became part of natural healing ceremonies. It wasn't long before scientists started hearing about this, and Asian research centers took a particular interest in it. That's because Asian culture treasures natural solutions far more than researchers in the US or Europe do. I was sent to Korea precisely to study GHG and its effects on the human immune response, and soon we realized that the compound also acted as an immunoslimming formula. It reactivates what scientists call the complement cascade immune response, where your immune system comes in to clear any particles that don't belong in your body or any excess cells that might be weighing down your entire body. Research published in the Journal for Cellular Longevity has shown that GHG helps in decreasing fat mass and thickness. That's because GHG affects an enzyme that breaks down fat so that your body can easily scoop it up and evacuate it. The purple leaves also have the highest amount of antioxidants and polyphenols compared to anything else you might regularly eat or drink, up to 1,500% more than blueberries, strawberries, or blackberries. In other research done by Japanese scientists and published in the Journal of Biomedical Science, participants consumed purple tea for 4 weeks and registered significantly lower body weight, BMI, abdominal fat, and waist size, and all of this with no reported side effects. This clinically tested compound seemed to be able to point the immune system in the right direction and finally get it to clear fat, which is just inflammation in your adipose tissue. We were thrilled that finally tests were conclusively showing what we had suspected all along, but wanted to make sure that the immune system could be helped and maintained to flush out fat. We wanted to supercharge the effect of the leaves and make them up to 179% more potent. That's why we also added another Asian fat burner, a plant so powerful and full of active polyphenols that it's considered a hidden treasure for the gut and the immune system. This plant is mangosteen, and science backs up centuries of Asian reverence for its healing properties. In studies published in Springer Nature, people who supplemented their diet with mangosteen juice twice daily managed to lower their BMI in only 8 weeks. The xanthones, a powerful fat-burning antioxidant found in mangosteen, reduce inflammation and have been used in the past to slow down inflammatory diseases. That's why mangosteen was the perfect sidekick to point the immune system in the right direction and make it notice the low-grade inflammation in your fat cells, forcing your body to clear every ounce of fat out of your thighs, belly, arms, and back while destroying cellulite and shrinking fat cells. Step 2. Make the fat more visible and easier to target inside your body. After activating the immune system and pointing it in the right direction, we also had to make sure that the low-grade inflammation, meaning the fat in your adipose tissue, was more visible than ever to the complement cascade immune response. Cinnamate, the active compound in this plant, is responsible for making blood circulate to areas of the body that had dormant activity. It increases blood flow to these sleeping areas, basically marking areas where activity should increase. This fuel for your blood is cinnamon, which is also rich in cinnamaldehyde, which pumps your blood full of oxygen and helps it travel faster and more efficiently to needed areas of the body. Moreover, we added purple carrots for this step because they're full of powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins that improve heart health, reduce inflammation, and act as markers for problem areas of the body, pointing your immune system in the right direction. Step 3. dislodge excess fat from all the targeted areas. We also had to make sure that the fat could be easily pushed out of the tissues so that your immune system doesn't have to work excessively. This is why we added hibiscus, which is full of flavonoids and phenolic compounds that have the ability to regulate the genes involved in fat processing. They're basically tweaking your cells to get them to push out the fat. We also mixed in turmeric, which also contains curcumin, which has been used for centuries to fight against heart disease. This potent ingredient travels through the veins, clearing them first of fat deposits and making fat throughout the body more molecularly unstable. Step 4. Boost metabolism to prevent future fat deposits. Now that your immune system has been pointed in the right direction, reducing inflammation that causes weight gain and the fat in your belly, thighs, and arms has been dislodged and is much easier to eliminate, we had to go a step further. We wanted to ensure that your metabolism comes into play to prevent future weight gain and inflammation. That's why we added a plant that's been dubbed the forbidden fruit in the United States. Full of antioxidants and anthocyanins, this fruit has been systematically killed in the US because they were affecting pine tree production. They were not good for the pine trees, but this plant is excellent for human health. Unfortunately, Americans have missed out on these nutritious berries called black currants. Trials by the University of Chichester's team revealed that fat oxidation rate increased in people taking blackcurrant extract. That means that the fat you eat never gets comfortable in your cells, but is immediately eliminated. Blackcurrants also strengthen the immune system thanks to the unique anthocyanins and antioxidants they contain. Step 5. Tone up cells of the body that have been affected by fat stretching. To make sure that fat can no longer stay on your body, we needed to strengthen the cells and shrink them back to their original size. This way, even if your immune system would go through a slump, as it happens during winter months, fat would simply not find available cells that could host it. That's why we added berberine, a clinically tested botanical that has a long history of use in traditional Ayurvedic and Chinese herbal practices. It's capable of healing your body on a molecular level, getting inside the cells and telling your cells what they're allowed to do. So far, 2 studies have examined the effects on your body weight of berberine in a 12-week study in obese individuals. 500 milligrams of this compound taken 3 times a day caused a consistent and visible loss of body fat. In another impressive study, the participants took 300 milligrams of berberine 3 times a day. They dropped their BMI levels going from morbidly obese to close to healthy weight in only 3 months. Step 6. Train the immune system to actively fight against fat in the future. The last step was to make sure that your immune system never forgets its fat-fighting properties. In Asia, they use this particular fruit to cleanse the blood and boost the immune system. In fact, Filipino midwives place an extract of this plant in the mouths of newborns to activate the immune system. This incredible ingredient is bitter melon extract. We combined it with inulin, which is a prebiotic which feeds the bacteria in the gut, getting it to process fat faster and help filter out anything that is excessive. Inulin is fantastic for getting your entire digestive system working in perfect order, and it has slimming down the gut quickly as a side benefit. All of these ingredients were added one by one, and we conducted months of studies on each one. I was still writing back and forth to Sven and the Korean team of medics well after I had returned to the United States. I even paid for 3 more trips to Korea out of my own pocket, because I wanted to make sure that I had an optimal solution that would fix weight gain and give my wife the body and confidence she once had. When we were finished with all the research, we were so nervous to see our formula tested by real people. Luckily, the Korean team was eager to release it to their high-end clients. We had a large group of willing test subjects. We handed out our immunoslimming formula to 150 clients of the cosmetic centers who needed to lose weight prior to plastic surgeries. All of these Koreans had to get to a manageable weight to go under the knife for cosmetic procedures or for other interventions. That's how we knew they would also be very careful and strict about taking the formula, and it wasn't long before we started seeing their results. As they were coming in for checkups first, we got reports of how their waist was slimming. For most of them, this was the biggest area of fat deposits on the body and what they were most self-conscious about. And our measurements were confirming it. 141 of our subjects had a significant waist reduction within the first 2 months. Some of them had lost up to 12 inches. Most of them also saw arms, legs, and backs lose unwanted fat and toning up at the same time. One of the Korean test subjects told us with tears in her eyes that climbing on the scale felt like Christmas morning every single day. Another one emailed me personally to thank me that he could finally see the body he had dreamed of in the mirror. And without giving up on his favorite American-style donuts, and caramel lattes. I was thrilled for all of these people, but I was far more excited for Doris. Back home, I had convinced her to try the immunoslimming formula that I had worked so hard to create. Initially, she was very reluctant. She wanted to feel that she had worked hard to finally get back in shape. It took a lot of convincing to make her see that she didn't have to kill herself in the gym to finally have a body she could be proud of. There was no badge of honor in being miserable for losing weight. The first month she took the formula, she was quite disappointed because there were no major changes. But I explained to her that this was no magic potion, and the immune system took time to properly activate and start working the fat out of the body. By the end of the second month, she was so excited by her new body that she asked to take me out on a date night. I'll never forget how she came downstairs in the beautiful red dress she had worn when I proposed to her all those years back. It fit her like a glove again, and I hadn't seen her look that radiant in years. I was dumbstruck by how beautiful and confident and sexy she was. I was so proud of myself that I had fulfilled my promise. Not only did this formula work like a charm, but it was so easy to stick by. We made sure that our immunoslimming formula could be taken by everybody. Most people drank it like tea, dissolving 1 scoop of purple powder in a cup of hot water, but the ones that weren't big fans of tea used it in all sorts of different ways. Some drank it as a cold drink. Some put it in their orange juice. Many even came up with cookie and pie recipes with purple powder. Korean people were using it straight in their baths as a toning infusion for their entire body. It worked just as well no matter what their preference was, as long as they remembered to take it at least once a day. It was my greatest career achievement. We agreed to name it Purple Burn Pro, and I'm delighted to introduce it to you. For the first time ever, getting rid of unwanted, stubborn fat became effective and certain no matter how long you've been struggling to lose the pounds. No matter how discouraged you feel, even if you hate the gym, imagine yourself enjoying climbing on the scale, looking at your body in the mirror, seeing the shapes that once made you so proud of yourself. Imagine no more saggy flaps of fat, no more cellulite that makes you cover up head to toe, and no more chafing between your thighs or in your armpits. You can take this purple formula in any way that makes you excited to get the active ingredients inside your body. You can drink it as a tea or a cold drink. You can even add it to your strawberry shake. It's the easiest thing you'll ever do because this easily soluble formula is not affected by hot water or cold temperatures. Wherever you go, and whatever you do, these 14 maximum potency ingredients will be working tirelessly to shrink the fat cells and help your immune system clear the inflammation. Purple Burn Pro is the only complete and complex formula that triggers weight loss that gets your immune system on board. That means no more rebounds and post-diet weight gain. 15,340 people who have tried this revolutionary immunoslimming formula have reported back how quickly their bodies were transforming, how easy it was to keep up with the treatment, and even to remember to take it in the first place because it had such a delicious, sweet taste and could be sprinkled on everything and drank as a comforting tea. And all of them are thrilled to know they no longer have to worry about their looks, the unsightly cellulite and flabby skin, not to mention not feeling dragged down by their bodies and lack of energy.
I never thought that I could get rid of this extra weight. It was so frustrating to see months of discipline and hard work in the gym just go to waste the second that I took a break. This immunoslimming formula was the only one thing that finally got me out of this hopeless cycle of weight relapses and diets. For the first time in years, I went to the beach in a bikini, and I can't tell you the joy of finally feeling like myself again.
For the first time in 5 years, I went for a date. I would always worry that women I met would reject me as a partner because they'd be ashamed to date the fat guy. Most people who never worried about their weight think that it's not a big deal, but it really is a game changer. I am so grateful for this purple tea that gave me my confidence back.
I almost got used to the thought that I will never be a size M again, until one day I couldn't fit in an airplane seat. I was mortified. I swore I would never take an airplane again or a bus until I lost weight. I'm so thrilled that I found this formula. No more flabby belly, no more flabby thighs. And my husband is so proud to go out and be seen with me again. This stuff is great.
Missing the confidence to enjoy life. Seeing so many people reporting excellent results convinced me that this formula was the answer to getting rid of even the most stubborn weight gain and boosting the immunity of the body to get it fighting the fat in your cells. Everyone who tried it had excellent results. but also reported feeling so much more confident, in control of their bodies again, and no longer afraid of other people judging them and giving them looks of disapproval. Not to mention, everyone praised how easy it was to use, how little time and mental space it takes, and how quickly they're seeing their bodies look more fit and healthy. With these terrific results and the amazing feedback that I got, it was clear that I had a mission to get this formula to as many people as I could. It was difficult, but I managed to arrange for all the ingredients to be brought in and processed right here. I wanted everyone who had ever struggled with their weight or felt humiliated by their bodies, just like Doris had, to finally have hope again. And that is why I was so thrilled to be able to bring this formula to every person who needed it. When your box of Purple Burn Pro gets to your door, open it up and immediately place it on your kitchen counter. This way you will not forget to use it every single day. It might take a while before you start seeing the first results, because it takes some time for your immune system to catch up to all the weight that has been accumulated and to start clearing it out. And don't forget to recommend it to anyone who might also be struggling with other means of losing weight that will just land them with more excessive weight in the end. Don't forget that dieting, working out at the gym, or many targeted weight loss supplements only offer temporary results because they send the immune system into overdrive, trying to repair the damage they cause, inflammation in the muscles from working out, tweaking your metabolic rate, or your food intake without getting the immune system on board is only bound to distract it from fighting the real enemy, the low-grade inflammation in your adipose tissue. And better yet, I've managed to bring this formula to the United States. Every single jar of Purple Burn Pro is made right here in the United States, supporting local producers and manufacturers at our Good Manufacturing Practices certified facility. We have quality assurance teams that make sure every single batch of Purple Burn Pro has the exact right amounts of each active ingredient, and every single ingredient is clinically tested and quality checked. We produce Purple Burn Pro under the most sterile and carefully supervised and rigorous standards. I will never produce it on an industrial scale because that always ends up destroying the quality of the product, which is why you will not find Purple Burn Pro on Amazon or any other website. I know many of the oils and formulations that start out with excellent ingredients end up being destroyed when they are mass produced because you simply cannot keep up with the quality control. And don't be fooled by other so-called purple teas or purple tea formulations. These rare leaves are produced only in limited amounts, and most products out there do not contain actual purple tea leaves. They might have a plain variety of green or black tea with food coloring inside. We've even seen in mass spectrometry analysis that many so-called purple teas that had no purple tea leaves at all inside, but dried fruit and flowers. This website is the only place where you'll be able to get this immuno-slimming formula, the only weight loss solution that kickstarts the body's natural mechanism for eliminating fat out of the tissues. Every single ingredient in our formulation has a certificate of authenticity and purity. It may sound ridiculous that I'm so obsessed with quality control, but I know from my own experience how disheartening and mentally draining it can be. When you've tried so many solutions and nothing really works long term, when you get that glimmer of hope that maybe you can finally get your belly, arms, and legs and back toned up and slim down, only for the pounds to slowly creep back again. And there's an additional thing you also need to know. It's important that you order the full quantity that you need right now, because Purple Tea Supply has been often running out from the suppliers, and it takes a long time for a new batch to reach maturity and be harvested. And our own supply of Purple Burn Pro has been flying out of the warehouses. People are thrilled to finally have a solution against weight gain that is lab tested and activates the immune system for long-term results, evicting entire fat pockets from all over your body. If we run out, which is likely to happen very soon, it will take us at least 5 months to produce a new batch because all of our ingredients are carefully selected and bought directly from the source. And as you know, the current state of the world has also made it extremely difficult to get deliveries on time, even more so when the ingredients are rare and sourced from a very limited region of the world. If you interrupt your treatment because Purple Burn Pro is no longer available for a while, you risk having to start again from scratch. Your immune system will go back to fighting all the pollution and toxins in our food, cosmetics, and even the clothes we wear, and will forget all about the inflammation in your fat tissue. There's a huge risk that if your immune system is not fully reprogrammed to focus on eliminating fat, it might gain resistance to the formula, and even if you try to use it again later, it will no longer work. That's why you should make extra sure that you have all the Purple Burn Pro that you might need to finish getting your immune system on board with your weight loss. I've tried to make this product as accessible as I possibly could. After finding all all the best sources for our ingredients and negotiating with the production facility, making sure we produce just enough to cover the costs of bringing this specialized immunoslimming formula to you, we've settled on a price that we believe is fair and accessible. I didn't want to feel like I cheated anyone out of their real chance at a radically different body they could be comfortable in. That's why I'm thrilled to bring you Purple Burn Pro at a price that will be worth it to you as well, considering that it may be your best ally in beating weight gain once and for all. I had to fight hard to bring this price down for you, considering the rarity of purple tea and all the research that went into creating it, all the hours in the lab, and all the traveling it involved. Sven was considering selling it for as high as $499 as a luxury full-body treatment. There was huge pressure from the Korean team to keep Purple Burn Pro as an exclusive weight loss treatment in their cosmetic clinic, especially since Korea is an international center for cosmetic treatments, and they would have had hundreds of thousands of eager clients. They actually sell a longer-term treatment for Purple Burn Pro in their clinics for as high as $2,100. But I couldn't and wouldn't do that. I know how many people are desperately fighting to get their bodies back. I wanted every single person to be able to be confident, proud, healthy, and slim again, and experience the joy Doris is feeling every single day. And since I was the person making this formula available in the United States, I chose to make it as affordable as possible. That's why the cost for your daily intake of this immunoslimming formula can be as low as $1.50 a day, which is the cost I've been able to negotiate down to and not pay out of my pocket for it, with a special discount on our most popular pack of 6, which is what you will need if you're looking to get rid of more than 15 pounds and if you've never done any other immune slimming activation before. That's because it will take a longer time to retrain your immune system to spot and push out all the unwanted fat from your legs, belly, arms, and back. This pack will not only get your immune system online, but it will also make sure it won't forget the new instructions in the long term. We have done extensive tests on how your immune system activates and stays alert to eliminate fat, and it simply takes this long for your immunity to get on board with fighting this inflammation that is ignored for so long. And it's important that you keep activating the immune system every day and not allow it to fall back into prioritizing all the plastics and chemicals in your environment while allowing your weight gain to become a real danger to your health. If you're looking to lose less than that, and you've never had your immune system activated directly for fighting adipose tissue inflammation and weight gain, then I would recommend you go for the light slim pack of 3 jars, which should be enough to get you quickly back into the shape of your life, getting rid of the belly pouch and helping firm up all the stretched out fat cells in your body. Plus, if you invest in 3 or 6 jars, I'd throw in free shipping, as well as 3 bonus online guides worth an incredible $213. These guides took months of research and effort to write, and they're a chance to get your hands on cutting-edge information. These guides will not only make your weight loss journey an exciting ride, but they will also push you to make the most of your new, slim, attractive, and sculpted body. Guide number 1, Purple Burn Pro Accelerator. Easy recipes that beat keto with less restrictions, which retails at $69. These tasty Purple Burn Pro desserts boost your immune system so you can instantly burn every bit of sugar that enters your body all day long. They're easy to make, even for a beginner, and you won't be able to keep your hands off of them. Discover how to make these delicious purple cocktails in 2 minutes at home. Share with your friends and family and speed up immunity and skin repair in just 2 weeks. You'll see how Koreans use purple tea leaves in their baths to get rid of stretch marks and cellulite, as well as slim down and tone up their body. You'll also find out about the Korean effortless slimming ritual, 3 foods Asians eat constantly to fire up their metabolism by up to 516%. Guide number 2, Asian Couture Secrets, how to effortlessly dress your slim down body for supermodel looks, which retails at $47. Discover what world-class fashion designers call the tall and lean optical illusion. Prints and patterns that make you look like a model and give you an hourglass shape. Find out about top and bottom color combos that slim you down visually, and undergarments Asians use to make your cleavage, stomach, and thighs look perfect. And lastly, guide number 3, Korean at-home body lift protocol. Facelift for your entire body, which retails at $97. Discover what 83% of Korean superagers drink daily to look up to 30 years younger. The 5 unusual spices Koreans swear by to tone their body from head to toe. And natural liposuction. What Korean plastic surgeons recommend when going under the knife is forbidden for medical reasons. If you're only looking to maintain your body in good shape and lose a couple of pounds, then you can definitely go for the basic pack of 1 jar. Unfortunately, it will cost you a bit more simply because I'm not able to get you the benefits of the bulk buy discount. You can start getting rid of unwanted weight today by ordering Purple Burn Pro and commit to using it, which I have made as easy as possible. You can drink it as a hot tea, or a cold drink. You can add it to your shakes or even use it to make cookies and muffins. All you need is a scoop a day to get the slimmed down, beautiful cellulite-free body you've been dreaming of for so long. This is an amazing opportunity, and I want you to know that you will not be charged with anything other than the price you see when you click the purchase button below. There are no hidden costs, no rebills, and you will not pay a single extra cent out of your bank account. When you click the package you find below this video, you will be taken to a 100% secure checkout page. After you fill in your information and place your order, your pack of Purple Burn Pro will be reserved under your name, and no one else will be able to buy it. There are many people just waiting to get their hands on it right now, but you will be keeping your priority if you decide now. It will be sent to you immediately, so you can finally feel proud of your body and confident in your skin. You'll also receive an email confirmation from me and information about how to get in touch with our support team if you have any questions or need help with your order. We're here for you 24/7. Don't forget, the only way you can get Purple Burn Pro is directly from this website right now. You won't find us on Amazon or anywhere else. And if anyone is promising you a lower price for an immune slimming formula or for a pack of purple tea, they are definitely not going to be offering your immune system the support it needs to eliminate fat out of your body. I know you have been with me so far because you're determined to finally get rid of unwanted weight gain and have the beach body you've been dreaming of. I know you want to feel comfortable looking in the mirror and not have to hide under large clothes just so that people won't stare at your body. So click the most popular package or any of the options below. And because I want to give you the best start possible, you will also get free shipping for these packages. That's an additional $20 you're saving right there. But you have to act right now. In fact, I'm so convinced about the effectiveness of this immunoslimming formula that I will make this completely risk-free for you. That's why I also included a 60-day money-back guarantee, because I know that Purple Burn Pro is going to be the best choice you've ever made for getting rid of extra weight that you have not been able to get rid of for good. This formula is bulletproof, but if for any reason you're unhappy with your order, then it will have cost you literally nothing. Just get in touch with our customer service team and tell them that you're not fully convinced. They will refund you every single cent with absolutely no question asked. I'm simply thrilled you're willing to give our solution an honest try, just like the thousands of men and women of all ages before you who have gotten their bodies back with Purple Burn Pro. You've heard some of their incredible results and the joy they felt using it, and I can tell you there is no better day to start this journey than today. The only regret you have is that you haven't discovered this sooner, so you'd not have lost so much time worrying about your body, lacking in confidence, avoiding certain kinds of clothes or events, and not living your absolute best life. So choose the package right now and take your first step. I've given you the best combination possible, so you have the best tools. The rest is up to you. This revolutionary immunoslimming formula is selling out as we speak. Make sure you don't miss out, because you won't be able to find us anywhere else. And remember that this is the real deal. Anyone else is promising you an equally effective formula for a lower price. You will unfortunately be getting what you pay for. Lock in the supply you need to make this change you've been waiting for. Make a smart choice for yourself right now, knowing you don't risk a single penny. And if you're not happy, because you're covered by our 60-day 100% money-back guarantee, this time you really have nothing to lose and everything to gain. I know the first step is the hardest, but only think how good it will feel in 3 months' time when you're shedding pounds effortlessly, feeling confident again, and trying out clothes you've never even dreamed you'd wear again. No more disappointment, no more yo-yo weight. You haven't stuck with me so far only to give up on yourself. I believe you can achieve your best body yet. And you should believe in yourself too. So click the button below. Make sure you select a package large enough to get you to the weight you've been dreaming of. And before you know it, you'll be looking at a whole new you in the mirror. Still here? I know it's hard to commit, so I want to make sure you have all the information you need to kickstart this amazing change. So what is Purple Burn Pro and how does it work again? It's the very first complex immunoslimming formula that doesn't just target specific weight gain. This proprietary formula will get your immune system on board, so it will fight fat instead of ignoring it. Purple Burn Pro activates the immune process that leads to slimming through a unique compound called GHG that helps the leaves survive the brutal droughts and weather conditions of Africa. Combined with 13 other powerful ingredients, we believe this is the key to solving the obesity crisis worldwide. When can I see results? you'll start noticing improvements immediately because you will notice how light your body feels and how much more energized you are. You will feel less bloated, and within the first weeks, you'll start to notice slow but steady weight loss. But the biggest change you're going to notice is in your confidence, as you will feel like your body is finally working with you to lose weight, and weight loss is no longer a miserable struggle. How does the guarantee work again? When you click on any of the packages below and place your order, you will be covered by our full 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. This means if you change your mind at any time, for any reason at all, you can just email our customer support team and we will refund your entire investment in Purple Burn Pro, no questions asked. There's absolutely no risk for you. Okay, I'm ready to make my order. What now? Just click on any of the packages you see below this video and place your secure order. Make sure you do it before stock runs out. Most of our clients pick our most popular option because it guarantees you will not run out of Purple Burn Pro during the course of your treatment. People also love it because of how much money it saves them. When you finish your purchase, we will rush to send you your order because we know how important this change is for you, and we're excited to be getting you on your way. We want you to finally live in a body you can be proud of without constantly struggling up and down with your weight. I can't wait to hear all about your success and how much better you will be feeling after finalizing your full treatment with Purple Burn Pro.